And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, Dale Saint. Welcome. Downrange Podcast, y'all. What's good? Happy Friday. How y'all feeling? I hope, I hope all is well. Man. So, yeah, man, we're gonna end the week with Downrange Podcast, y'all. We're gonna talk about who should be in the White House. Who got next, man? Who got next? We did a show. Was it yesterday or the day before? There are polls out there that show that the majority of Americans don't want Donald Trump or Joe Biden to run for the White House. They don't want them. Americans don't want him as president, either one, for various reasons. And I'm with that. I don't want Biden. I don't want Biden in the White House again. He won't make it. He's just too old, bro. Too frail. It's too much going on. America is headed for some very, very stormy seas. It's just going to be a lot going on. I don't think he'll be able to make it. Trump is dealing with legal issues. He might be locked up. I mean, it's just not looking good with all these legal issues, with Trump, and it's not just the normal stuff either. Like some criminal stuff coming down the pipe for him. So, why waste our time with these two? Plus, Trump's already lost. Like, again, Biden is lost. Nah, bro, let's get some real people in there. So we're gonna chop it up, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. We already got fam in the house already, man. We already got our people up in the building, man. Brother Dinosaurs in the house, man. What's good, fam? Brother DL Biden is already top 10 in what he has done, in my view. Number 45, Clown, is going to be a easy win. We'll see. We don't know who's going to wind up on the top of the tickets. Either or. I'm hoping America steps up and actually thinks, and actually we actually get some politicians, some real politicians, some leaders. And we're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. This we're coming up on a financial downturn is going to definitely rival 08, if not surpass it. What's going on in the corporate real estate game is bad. We can see that First Republic. I'm not sure. Have they officially crashed yet? Gone under? Is it over for First Republic yet? Will they make it through the through the weekend? Doesn't look good for them. Certainly by this time next week, they'll be gone in receivership or something. We got Brother Doug in the house. What's good, fam? How you feeling? Yes. Hit the like, please. Matter of fact, let me do it because I got it running in the background. There, boom. I just hit the like. You know what I mean? Salute to you, Brother Doug, and of course, salute to Brother Dinosaur. Brother Dino, man, I'm gonna have to get up to speed on y'all politics over there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know more about what's going on here in the States than I know about what's going over there in UK, man. I need to get up to speed, bro. I need to get up to speed. I feel like I'm not, what I'm saying? I'm not 100 with it. I'm not bringing what I need to bring to the table, bro. So yeah, man, but I think this is gonna be a pretty good topic. I put out some shorts today, and I've already gotten some responses. I was expecting it too. I didn't look at the responses yet, but I know somebody sent me a comment saying just Trump. There's people out here, man. America, man, they get into the tribal thing. They get onto my team. I'm team this. I'm team that. They don't really think it through, and we're gonna need Americans to think it through. We've already talked about commercial real estate, and we're talking about the regional banks. The regional bank, when First Republic collapses, when First Republic goes into receivership or whatever, when the government takes it over, when it fails, it's gonna be, man. I'm worried about what's gonna happen to the rest of the regional banks. You know how people think like they failed. That's number really 4, right? It started with Silvergate, and then it was Silicon Valley, and then it was Signature. Now First Republic. So people are going to run to these smaller banks and yank their money out and put them in the big banks. Pretty much just putting it into the regional banks. And it's the regional banks that finance most of the corporate real estate that's out there, all these little strip malls and stuff like that. We got that problem. It's the regional banks that normally finances things like these smaller and mid-sized companies, like the car dealerships and stuff like that. You look at what's going on with the automotive industry. Look what's going on with these loans. People are falling behind on their car notes. The average American car loan right now, the average American car note is like $1,000. Right now, today, the average rent in America is $2,000. That's $3,000 between rent and your car note, not even including insurance, for your car, renters, insurance, utilities, the rest, right? You look at what's going on with food and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot going on. So that's going to be a problem. Just out there, just waiting to boil over. There's problems here. I'm always talking about what's going on here in Florida with the mortgage insurance thing. That's it. Like, people can't insure their mortgages. You look at home prices across America are going down. There's a credit crunch right now. The remaining banks and the big banks and the remaining regional banks aren't loaning money. So credit is what will destroy the economy. Is the lack of credit will absolutely destroy the economy. All these businesses run on credit. Back to the car stuff. Car dealerships, they're going to go out of business. They're not going to have the money that they need to run the businesses, and people aren't buying cars. So forget the chip shortage and all that kind of stuff, which I never really believed in the first place. They're going to be inundated with products. Banks are going to be taking cars back. These banks don't want cars. And then eventually people are going to be losing their homes because they're losing their jobs. They're getting laid off. There is a lot of stuff that is on the horizon for America. We need a president that can handle this and have a plan to deal with these issues. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, those aren't the guys. Donald Trump's the guy that, I don't even think he ever had all of his cabinet positions filled. Like the important ones. I ain't talking about the ones we don't know about. Everyone was acting or whatever, because most of the people he appointed couldn't stand up to Senate approval or congressional approval. So listen, it's going to be crazy. Let's see. Brother Doug, exit from Afghanistan was terrible, pulling the military out before the civilians. Again, that's between the two administrations I'm talking about. Yes, Biden did a horrible job just allowing that to go through the way it was going through, but it was the Trump administration that started that whole mess. And Biden should have tightened it up, but he didn't. So I hold them both responsible. That was horrible. That was a failure to lead. Brother Doug, the economy, awful. Yeah, it's about to get real bad. Biden closed the gas pipeline. Gas went from $2 to $4 immediately after closing the pipeline. I mean, it's that, but it's also the Saudis doing what they do. OPEC is always messing with America when it comes to gas and stuff like that. And my limited knowledge on that is, it is what it is. But all right, cool. I'm not going to fight you on that. Talking about vaccine mandates was unconstitutional and people were having adverse reactions. People they still could have said no. I know I made that choice. I read the waiver like I hope the other Americans read, and I did what I thought was best for my family. But I have a different perspective. I was in the military. Like I said, the stuff that's swimming around in my body, I ain't nobody worried about COVID. I talk about that on stage. I ain't worried about no COVID-19, bro. I got asbestos floating around. I got lead floating around in my system because I came up in the 70s, asbestos floating around. I got anthrax floating around in my system, plus whatever else the military pumped me up with when they sent us off to fight in Desert Storm. So I wasn't worried about it. Ain't nobody worried about COVID-19. You know what I mean? Bro. But that was me. That was my decision. I don't agree with the mandates. I don't. I think every American should have been just given the information and they can make the best decision for them and their families. But again, that's both administrations. It was the Trump administration decided to shut it down. It was the Trump administration that pulled the boots off the ground in the first place. We could have got a better heads up of what was coming out of China. You know what I mean? And again, it is what it is. People make mistakes, but that was just two examples of bad leadership. Now, there's a lot of people out there that say that Biden's not doing such a terrible job. Next week, I'm going to talk about that. I want to sit down and kind of pull up, what his administration has been doing, because I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't really been following it too close. I'm not quite sure exactly what his administration has been doing. But from my standpoint, America has been running like America should run. And what I mean by that is America's been running. This administration has been acting in a way that most administrations act with the exception of one. The Trump administration was kind of all over the place, bro. It was what it was, but this administration is acting like the rest of the administrations, like the Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas and Biden. I mean, it's the professional politician thing. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I really don't know. I got to look into what he was doing. Brother Doug wants to know top 10 how. That was at Brother Dino. Brother Dino Dinosaur. Uh, Leaving office, Trump went out of his way to leave Biden a mess. He undermined the Afghan government and had 5,000 Taliban released from prison. I think it's going to be a good chat with you two going back and forth. Make sure y'all strap on y'all tinfoil hats tight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be reading. I'm definitely gonna be showing everything y'all say back and forth. Brother Doug, gas companies destroyed the Indian burial grounds for nothing, just for Biden to close down the pipeline. Shaking my head. Yeah, and if a Republican gets in office, guess what? They'll open them up again. But that brings up another thing. You know, that was Obama who let that go, and you know that those protests, those very violent protests with those law enforcement cats, you know, using authoritarian type tactics against these people who were just fighting to defend their own lands. They didn't want pipelines running through their water, right? And look at what happened in Pennsylvania. Well, what was that? Oh, in Ohio. Yeah, Ohio, close to Pennsylvania. Remember the train derailments and all that kind of stuff. That's in the soil. That's in the water. Look what happens with all the pipelines when the pipes burst. So, and the oil gets into the water. So I'm not mad at those people. And it's the Native Americans. Like we took everything from them and we promised them these lands, and then we come and we take that or we infringe on that. Again, America, we ain't the greatest. You know what I mean? Just can't nobody beat us. Brother Dino, you have the best economy in the West right now. The pipeline was so open. Biden vaccinated 220 million without a Trump plan. Like again, the whole thing with the shots and all that, bro. Americans should have been allowed to make up their own decisions. But to tell people if you don't get this thing done and you can't make money, basically, you can't work, you can't fly, you can't drive, you can't whatever. That was wrong. That was wrong. And what really upsets me about the whole thing is no one did an after action review on the whole process. It's going to happen again. No one, to my knowledge, has done an after action to say, hey, these were the things, these are the good things we did. These are the horrible things we did. And let's come up with a plan for the next time. And here's some guidelines for how you want to do it. They shut the economy down. They didn't have to do that. That was horrific. Horrific. And again, the stuff we're dealing with now, although I believe it was going to happen regardless, it didn't matter. It was just a matter of time before these bad decisions caught up with us. Because of the pandemic, I think, these things caught up with us a little faster. But that's just my take on it. Let's see. Brother Doug is saying Trump reopened gain of function research and Operation Warp Speed. But my whole point is maybe we wouldn't have needed an Operation Warp Speed if we had the boots on the ground in the first place and we would have seen it coming. I mean, that's just a different point of view. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, hey guys, I gave the fire department fire hoses to fight the fire. But it's like, but yeah, you're the same dude that took the fire hoses away in the first place. If we had the fire hoses when the fire started, we could have stopped the fire that much sooner. That's kind of how I look at it. But I mean, all administrations, when you're in leadership, you're gonna make bad calls, bro. And I'm not sitting here and saying that Trump didn't, Trump didn't do anything good. Sure, his administration did some good things. You look at the prison reform stuff and all that. There's some good things that came out of it. I'm sure the Biden administration has done some good things, and I'm sure both administrations have done some bad things. My problem with those two guys, first of all, Trump already lost. And, and this Jay Swans has to remind me this all the time. Trump attempted to overthrow the government. A lot of people forget that. Trump attempted to overthrow the government. And then he threw all those people under the bus. Follow me. Let's go down here to the nation's capital. And then he disappeared and let all those people, go march off to their own fate. So that's, Jay Swanson and I got into it back and forth, and we were talking about Kamala Harris, who I don't like either. So if Kamala Harris is the vice president going into the next term and Joe Biden gets sick or whatever, incapacitated, she's going to be president. I certainly don't want her to be president. I don't want her to be president. I'm not cool with her record. I'm not cool with the way she does business. No, that's not someone that I would vote for. So, if she were at the top of the ticket, no way in hell I would vote for Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? Shout out to your sis, whatever. I saw that interview you did on the Breakfast Club, made you look a little more human, but I'm not rocking with you. I was in California when you was out there doing your stuff as the top cop out there. Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I know a little bit about your political history. I'm cool. So this is what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and push both those dudes off to the side, and let's name some names and see who might be a good pick, an actual good candidate to run for the presidency of the United States of America. Let's see, brother Doug. How can you say that, DL Saint, when you said you haven't been paying attention? Well, been paying attention. I know bits and pieces, man, but I'm not up to speed completely. I'm not up to speed completely. Like I said, I'm sure that both administrations done some good things. I'm sure both administrations done some bad things. I'm sure of that. So we can definitely, we'll definitely get into it. And brother Doug and brother Dino, even still, why pull out the military and leave the civilians? And you talking about Afghanistan. We couldn't stay there forever. Afghanistan, that problem goes all the way back to Bush. It goes all the way back to Bush. There was no reason to do what we did. None at all. None. I get it. W was mad because Saddam said some nasty things about his dad, whatever. There was no reason that the Iraqi government had nothing to do with 9/11. But all those other countries did. We had more reason to invade Saudi Arabia than we did to Saddam Hussein's Iraq. Real talk. Just keep it 100. But there was no talk of that. No talk of that whatsoever. People out here talking about the Saudis, man. The Saudis are evil too, bro. They're evil and they too big for their britches. They know what time it is. If we were going to invade any country over there, we should have invaded Saudi Arabia. That's what we should have done. W, you blew it. You blew it. What happens when you put the Air National Guard in charge? I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking about the Air National Guard part. I'm not joking about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is just no. They still a problem. They're always going to be a problem. It's going to come. Eventually they're going to have to get on board, or we're going to have to do something to them. All right, that's how I see it. But again, all the American presidents go over there and kiss their butt. It's not cool. I don't think Trump went over there and kissed their butts, though. I'm not sure. Y'all got to check me on that. I don't know. But the rest of them did. They went right over there, hand in hat. You know what I mean? Hand in hat. I don't like that. Brother Doug, how did he close the pipelines as one of his first acts if it was never open? And that's a dinosaur. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put y'all chats in there, man. I love this back and forth. It looks good. Appreciate you, you boys going in there and going hard. Which I think I like that, man. I really appreciate y'all. And it looks like it's just the three of us right now. It's Friday. People gotta, commute and do stuff with the kids and all that. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of people watching this on Team Replay. And Brother Doug, all the immigrants cross on the border every day. Yet when the Haitians show up, Biden sent them packing. There's a whole bunch of stuff. The border, that was another thing too. All the smoke and mirrors and all that noise about the border. Best way to deal with the border is to talk to the Border Patrol, give them what they need, give them the support, the resources they need to do their jobs. They know what they're doing. They just need the money. They need the support. They need the money. Whatever they say they need, we should be giving them. We definitely need to show up that border. We need to show up both borders. Why you playing? We need to shore up both borders. That's the bottom line. So, and we need to do that for national security reasons. I could care less about the, illegal immigrant problem. I say, let them in. We'll catch them. Eventually you're going to get caught. And that's a whole nother issue. It's a whole nother issue, but that's something we're definitely going to be talking about in the upcoming months. As far as military thing, as far as Afghanistan goes, man, like I said, both in my opinion, both administrations, they were equally wrong in that. Equally wrong. It was what it was. It's terrible. It's terrible. That's common sense. Well, common sense ain't so common these days. We both know that. So yeah, but we're gonna get into this, man. There's a article I found on CBS online, their print media on CBS, and I kind of want to bring that up. We're gonna look at that a little bit. We're gonna name some names, maybe look at some profiles, maybe look at some bios, and then we'll call it a show. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Saturday and Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturdays we do the news roundup show where we just kind of pull up what's the top stories in the news and kind of, we cover some serious stuff. We cover some funny stuff, and then we'll cover some weird news and just kind of do that. I like that. That's a fun show. We just do it for an hour. And then on Sunday, of course, you guys know it's Tech Sunday. We got part 2 coming up with AI. That is on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys can, free up some time and check it out. If you don't watch it live, definitely check Team Replay. But yeah, it's a lot going on. So let's get into this. Let's pull this up. Oh, you know what? Oops, I didn't have my stuff set up. So Jace Wands was talking about Governor Sununu as the Republican, as a Republican candidate, right? So I just kind of Googled him real quick. Chris Sununu, just real quick bullet points. Christopher Thomas Sununu is an American politician and engineer who served as the 82nd governor of New Hampshire since 2017, a member of the Republican Party. Sununu was a member of New Hampshire Executive Council from 2011 to 2017. Looks like he's 48 years old, born in New Hampshire. He has, siblings. He's married, has his education here, Republican Party, talks about his grandparents. So I was just kind of looking at that. And if you guys look here, you can see a couple of stories, top stories. So the National Review says Trump blasts Governor Chris Sununu during New Hampshire rally. Nasty guy. And the Insider, Sununu says Trump would be wimping out by skipping GOP debates. Former President Donald Trump declares he would broker a deal. That's nothing. New Hampshire News recap: Trump takes aim at Sununu. Energy costs in Manchester. Okay, so let's look at one of these, man. So if Trump is coming after this guy is probably a front runner. If Trump is already coming after him, let's see. Let's look at this story. Let's look at this story and see what it do. So Trump blasts Sununu during New Hampshire rally as nasty guy. All right. So that's Trump doing it. Keep in mind, people, there are a lot of people out there a lot of Republicans out there not messing with Trump. Not messing with Trump right now. And again, most Americans don't want Donald Trump or Joe Biden in this race. So let's just keep that in mind, guys. Let's keep that in mind. So former President Donald Trump was critical of New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu during a rally in the Granite State on Thursday, calling the Republican official a nasty guy. All right. Trump attacked Sununu over his decision not to run for the U.S. Senate in 2022 against Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan, who instead handily defeated Trump-backed Republican challenger Don Bolduc. Bolduc has endorsed former U.S. ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley in 2020 in the 2024 race. So you see right off rip, like Trump, even people who Trump has backed in the past. So even people who Trump backed when he was president have come away from him backing other folks. And I mean, a lot of this is just strategic. There's a lot of people who really don't like Trump. There are a lot of Republicans that just don't think he could win. And I'm talking about the people, the strategists. I'm talking about the money folks. I'm talking about the puppet masters. These people are like, dude, just go away, but they can't control him. He's just a bull in the China shop, just wrecking things. Sununu, I don't know much about. I mean, the name sounds familiar, but I don't really know much about him. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get back to it. Let's see. So he could have really made an impact, Trump said to Sununu during a rally in Manchester that drew a crowd of nearly 2,000 people. He could have run for the Senate. He probably would have easily won because of his family name, would have won. And that would have been a tremendous thing. Instead, he wants to play games with running for president. So this is Trump talking about Sununu and what Sununu wanted to do and how he wanted to run and that sort of thing, which, again, it's Trump being Trump, y'all. It's Trump being Trump. So So let's see. Sununu has hinted at a potential 2024 run for months. Earlier this month, CNN Poppy Harlow asked the New Hampshire governor if he wants to be president, and he replied, "I think I could do the job." When Harlow remarked that uh, that was the closest Sununu had come to declaring a run, he said, "I'm looking at it. It's a big decision for the family, for the process, for the party." All right. During the same interview, Sununu criticized Trump, saying he got very little done, didn't drain the swamp like he promised, didn't provide border security like he promised. Earlier this week, the governor warned that Trump is at risk of becoming a four-time loser. In 2024, the Republican losses in 2018, 2022, and Trump's own personal defeat in 2020. Meanwhile, on Thursday, Trump also took jabs at former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, calling him sloppy Chris Christie, and nothing he pulled and noting he pulled around 1% in the most recent 2024 polling. Um, so which by the way is substantially better than he did 7 years ago on the same state. I'm sorry, on the same stage. Me right here in New Hampshire, Trump said. So Trump and Christie faced off in 2016 GOP presidential primary before Christie dropped out and endorsed Trump. Uh, let's see. Got a big mouth. That's all he got. Trump said of Christie, who was once an ally to the former president, but has since become a vocal critic. So, I mean, you got Trump doing Trump, right? I mean, it's Trump doing Trump. He comes out and he does his thing. He says these things. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's not talking about policy. It's not talking about the state of the union, the state that the country's in. He's not talking about how he's going to deal with potential issues on the horizon. And Trump won't talk about these things. He'll simply say, "Well, I'll fix it. I'm the best guy for the job. I'll do it." How are you going to do it? Well, because I'm the man. You'll see. You'll see. No one can fix problems like I can fix problems. That's my issue with Donald Trump. He's saying Christie does nothing but talk. I'm like, bro, look who's talking. And then Biden is asleep at the helm. At least it seems that way to me. Again, like I think Biden is just too old. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. I just think Biden is too old. I mean, I could be wrong. See, Brother Doug is saying, on another note, I had no idea that it's 16,000 American civilians in Sudan. Looks like they are stuck over there right now. Hey, Sudan's a problem. And look, again, if you find yourself in a war zone as an American, it's your fault, man. You should see what's going on. You should know what's going on around you, wherever you are. Know where the embassy is, right? Keep tabs. You should stay on the State Department's website. I was talking to brother Tobias about this. Tobias the Traveler. Go check him out on YouTube. We were talking about this yesterday. I'm like, bro, if it's red, don't go. He's like, hey, if it's yellow, don't go. It's like and we did a show on that. We did a show talking about those Americans that got chopped up down there in Mexico, going down to get some cosmetic surgery done or whatever. They got kidnapped. It was 4 of them. 2 of them were deleted, and the other, one of them was injured, but he survived his injuries, his wounds or whatever. And the woman, she looked like she didn't get injured, but she was mentally messed up because she had to watch it all go down. There's certain places in Mexico there's red. Certain places in Mexico there's yellow. There's places in America there's red and yellow. So the State Department posts that information. You need to heed it. So if you get stuck in some country like Sudan, and that's on you. You should have been out of there. I mean, I may sound kind of cold, but it is what it is. Brother Doug is like, the pickings are slim. Yeah, when we're talking about finding the president, the pickings are slim. Trump needs to hang it up, although MAGA is still strong for now. That's another thing, bro. There are articles out there saying how MAGA is losing his steam. I think they're the people who are in it now, who are still claiming it, or enthusiastic about it, of course. But that percentage has gotten real small, bro. So like the whole MAGA thing, I'm down here in Tampa, man. So like it used to be people on every other corner with MAGA stuff on, waving Trump flags and all this. You see Trump flags on back of trucks and all this kind of stuff. Nothing now, bro. Nothing. So I'm here to tell you, bro, there's not as much enthusiasm for Trump as it was before. And I think a lot of that is because there are a lot of people down here in Pinellas County, right? Some in Hillsborough County, they got arrested for the January 6th stuff. So it's a lot of people who saw what happened. They were like, bro, dude, just set us up. I mean, that's just how some of these guys are reacting, and they're gonna handle that. Like, he didn't do nothing, he set us up. Look, because they really thought like Trump's the man, he could do anything. All right, until them boys came knocking on the door. You know what I mean? The feds open up, bro. We know you in there. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to come out. We just gonna put this paper here on the door. We'll see you on Thursday. Make sure you there. Make sure you in court. If you ain't in court on Thursday, we're gonna send the apprehend. We're gonna send that fugitive team to come get you. So a lot of those people that were inside, ransacking the offices and stuff like that, at the Capitol on January 6th, doing what they was doing, sitting up with their feet up and taking podiums and stuff like that. Yeah, they all got arrested right down here in Tampa. Lots of them, lots of them. So, like I said, man, you see some bumper stickers. You may see a flag every now and then, but I don't see a whole lot of visual Trump support. I'm sure they still inside the bars talking it up or whatever, but I ain't seeing them enthusiastically waving the flag and all that. Nah, they ain't doing that down here in Tampa. Which, again, this is one of the strongholds, bro. So MAGA is not as strong as one might think. Let's see, Brother Doug. Trump has been roasting DeSantis because he was a front runner, and the irony is DeSantis never announced he was officially running. People started polling DeSantis. That wasn't a good look for Trump. Yeah, Trump already. People were loving DeSantis. Trump knew it. Trump made short work of DeSantis. Made short work, and then DeSantis keeps stepping in. DeSantis got issues down here in Florida. I really don't see him running. Like, I just don't. He certainly can't win a national election. He got problems down here. He's messing with Disney. Disney is pushing back hard. Like, again, I told you about the insurance problem. Right? This is Florida. Hurricanes come through here. No one has insurance, and the state back insurance company doesn't have any money. So you got that problem. There's a problem with education. There's a problem with teachers. There's a great flight. All the teachers, educators are just leaving. A lot of that has to do directly with policies coming from DeSantis. You got doctors who are refusing to work on patients because of, again, policies are coming from DeSantis. And let's not forget, when DeSantis decided to kidnap those immigrants in Texas and flew them through Florida all the way up to New Hampshire. Let's not forget about that. That's not going anywhere. That's a fair problem. That's a federal case. Somebody gonna have to fall on their sword. That might be some form of kidnapping. No one knows yet. And that was state money that was being moved around through shell companies and this and that. There's money like that involved. The feds love to chase the money. So who knows what's gonna happen with that? And there's just tons of stuff going on down here in Florida. DeSantis will be lucky to hold on to his governor seat. You know what I mean? It's for the next time around. So, and then again, Trump's pointed all this stuff out. So he don't want anything to do with Trump. Every time Trump opens his mouth, says something about DeSantis, everybody starts looking at DeSantis. That's not good right now. It's not good. So, this last election cycle for governor, the Democrats really didn't make a hard run at the governor's seat. They didn't. It was kind of half-assed, if you ask me. They didn't go hard at it. But next time they probably will. Last good man in Jersey's in the house. What's good, fam? Just drop by to show some support. Pumping the likes. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate that. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a Trump guy. I make that no secret. I'm not a Trump guy, but I'm not necessarily. Yeah, I am. I was gonna say I'm not necessarily anti-Trump. I am anti-Trump. I don't like Trump at all. I'm not a fan of those who don't serve. And then those who are draft dodgers, I can't stomach that, bro. I don't like draft dodgers at all. Y'all know how I feel. You shouldn't be able to run for president if you haven't served in the military. If you haven't served in the United States Army, you should not be legally allowed to be commander in chief. But I'm not here to pick on Trump. That's the best way to put it. I'm not here to pick on him. Like I said, him and Biden, neither one of those guys should be running, in my opinion. Neither one. But Trump is good for wrecking shop, and he's definitely wrecked DeSantis. Definitely wrecked him every time. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the story. I probably put it up here. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Last month he commented to the Washington Examiner about Trump. He told us during the campaign in 2016 that we are going to do so much winning that we would be sick of winning. Yet in 2018 we lost the House. In 2020 we lost the White House, and we lost the Senate. And in 2022 we lost more governorships, another seat in the Senate, and historically unperformed in the House. Yeah, and that's when everybody was talking about there's going to be a red wave. It certainly wouldn't. And this is Sununu saying this. So I'm tired of losing, and I'm tired of being disappointed, and I think most Republicans are too. And the argument needs to be made, and made directly to the people of our party, and then we're going to see how they react, he says. So that's coming from Sununu. And he's speaking facts. He's speaking facts. There's a lot of Republicans. Most of the Republicans I know share these sentiments right here. They're tired of losing. They don't like the direction that the party is going. They understand they're isolated. They understand the crazies have taken over the hospital, right? That hospital being the Republican Party. They're trying to claw it back. The people with money don't like what they see, and it's really hard for them to recruit folks. It's really hard for them to recruit the folks that they need. The Republican Party, the powers that be, understand where they are right now. They have no misconceptions, and they understand that their biggest problem is Donald Trump, and they have no control over Donald Trump. He won't just go away, and he's just wrecking shop. And there's a possible scenario that the Republicans just kind of sit this one out. There's a scenario out there where the Republicans just kind of sit this one out, maybe back some down the ticket offices, maybe try to get a seat here in the Senate, a seat there in Congress, maybe get a couple more governorships, but not focus on the top of the ticket. That could happen. Again, we got a long way to go before we get to the election, but that could happen. That could happen. They might just sit this one out, stack up their war chest, and wait. Because Trump is going to make this very, very difficult. If Trump goes into the primary process, will he win? Probably. And I mean, best, at worst, he'll go in there and just force all of the candidates so far right they won't be able to pivot for the national election. So Republicans lose anyway. It just forces people to go too far radical to recover for a national election. Remember, you got to win the independents over. You got to win the independents over. You have to. And you have to win the majority of your party. And you got to get people out to vote. There's so many factors that Trump negatively affects. So, yeah, it's a lot of people out here, a lot of Republicans that feel the same way Sununu feels. Trump on Thursday also debuted a new nickname for President Biden, Crooked Joe Biden. See what I mean? He's performing. He's doing his Trump stuff. I will be retiring the name Crooked from Hillary Clinton, Trump said, and I'm going to give her a new name. I don't know, like maybe Lovely Hillary or Beautiful Hillary, but I'm going to retire the name Crooked so that we can use the name for Joe Biden, because he'll be known from now on as Crooked Joe Biden. Hey, bro, you should stick with Sleepy Joe. It's funnier. Take it from a comedian. You don't switch the shit. You don't switch it. Stick to the bit, Trump. Stick to the routine. Because that's what he's doing, people. It's a routine. He has no answers for the very complex issues that America is facing right now today, and he definitely has no answers for what we're going to be facing a year from now. All he's doing is giving nicknames and talking crazy, talking loud, saying nothing. That's all he's doing. We don't need that right now. America got problems. We got real problems. Everyone's now the powers that be, the talking heads on the financial side, on MSNBC and CNBC and Fox. All those people saying, yeah, it's gonna be a recession. It's here. We're going to be in a recession. Yeah, it's going to be a hard landing. Yeah, these numbers, blah, 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 bad, bad, bad. Yeah, the bank stuff, bad, bad, bad. But the people like George Gammon, Peter Schiff, the rebel capitalists of the world, the people who really look at the true numbers for what they are, the people who really believe in true capitalism, those people, they're like, no. Recession, depression. We might be looking at a depression if things don't change and change fast. I mean, that's just what it is. Jerome Powell is not trying to lower the interest rates. And by the time he does lower the interest rates, he's going to lower them so fast and go so low, it's just going to destroy the economy. Don't take my word for it. Go out there and listen to the people who are looking at the numbers. Talk to the people who are looking at the data. Don't look at mainstream media solely. Look at all the other media. Listen to what Al Jazeera is saying. Listen to what BBC is saying. Look at what's going on in Europe. Look at what's going on in Africa. Look at what's going on in Asia. And look at what's going on here. That's what you got to do, people. Quit. If you really want to know what's going on, everybody lying. Everybody's slanted. So you got to go through and get the information, right? Take the meat, spit out the bones, and piece it together. That's what we got to do now. But Americans don't know how to think anymore. We're not a society of free thinkers or critical thinkers anymore. Americans just sit back and just tell me what to think. Just fill my brain up with stupid stuff. Tell me what to think. That's what it is. Give me my weed. Give me my beer. Right? Give me my corn. That's how we need people to wake up. We need people to wake up, y'all. That's how I can't put it any plainer than that. I just can't put it any plainer, bro. Let's catch up with the chats. And let's see, Brother Doug, Trump has been roasting DeSantis because he's in front runner. Yeah, we talked about this. I think I read this already. And the irony is DeSantis never announced he was officially running. People started polling DeSantis. That wasn't a good look for Trump. Yeah, we did read that. So Last Good Man in Jersey just dropping in. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Salute to Last Good Man in Jersey. Brother Doug, that's crazy. Police flooded into Florida, and yet teachers are leaving. Yeah, and like the thing with law enforcement, bro, cops get paid nothing down here, bro. Nothing. And y'all know how I feel about law enforcement. Law enforcement should get paid. It should be $100,000 to start anywhere. If you're wearing a badge and a gun, you have the right, you have the responsibility to take someone's freedom or maybe take someone's life. That should be the hardest job to get and keep. The training should be the toughest training in America. The pay should be the highest paid. It should have the best package. There should be plenty of training time and plenty of downtime. There should be plenty. We don't do that. We just don't do that. You truly get what you pay for. Cops down here making like $12 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour. You get what you pay for, bro. And we send them out here into a world. We don't properly train them. We don't do any real background checks as far as like their mental health and all that kind of stuff. There's no vetting process really. And then we get surprised when it goes bad. Like, come on now. So you got cops coming down here in droves, people coming down here to become cops, and you got teachers leaving. It's crazy down here, bro. Brother Dino, see, DeSantis is fighting Mickey Mouse, but jumping in the race in May by changing Florida laws, stopping him. Yeah, he wants to change the law that forces him. He wants to be able to run for president and keep his seat as governor. That's what he wants to do. And again, he's not looking real strong right now. I'm not sure how much support he even has down here. There's a lot of people who were like big supporters of him up front, who are kind of backing off of him now, low key. And you need the money. You need the big money. Big money is kind of backing off of him. I honestly believe he should forget about 2024, maybe 2028. Maybe he should focus on Florida and handle his state because right now it's not looking good. So forget about the White House. Take care of Tallahassee. Take care of the state of Florida. And then maybe you could do something in 2028. Advice and Arian, what's good, fam? How you feeling? Man, good to see you. DL should run for prayers. Not me, man. I got way too many skeletons in my closet. But I could be chief of staff or something like that. I could be the man behind the man, taking care of business, making sure things get done. I'll love that job. Have my top secret clearance and all that, be sitting in on the meetings, but I can't be the front guy. But I appreciate it though. I can't be. You don't want me up there. Uh, Brother Doug, Tulsi Gabbard could have a good shot as a moderate, but she flipped on her party. She may have a shot as a conservative. I mean, I like her as an independent. I'm definitely gonna have her on the list. We're gonna talk about her because we're gonna just talk about a couple people per show, 2 or 3 per show. But I like her, bro. I definitely want to do a breakdown. I like Tulsi, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, and that would have been a good like. Remember, I said the other day I was saying I can't think of any Democrats. That's why, because the people I like have already left the party, and I ain't mad at them. And Tulsi being one of them, I'm not mad at her. Andrew Yang, another one, I'm not mad at him. I mean, bro, what about that ticket? Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, and Gabbard. I don't care who's at the top or who's at the bottom. What about that ticket? Ooh, maybe we'll do a show on that. Brother Dino DL, do you remember General Kane, ? For Afghan Facts? You and Doug go to C-SPAN and April 14th, American Enterprise Institute discussion on the Iraq War, retired General Kane and Petraeus. The name is vaguely familiar, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not quite sure. When it comes to our involvement in the Middle East over the past 20 years or so, all the generals are pretty much doing the same thing, man. All of them were. It's a lot of politics involved, like Pentagon politics and all that. They sometimes they're ordered to say things. They're ordered to be places. You never know where they really stand. So I don't know, bro. We might have to get into that. Wonderful 34 is in the house, man. What's good, fam? How you feeling? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you. But I do remember Petraeus. Petraeus got himself in trouble because he couldn't keep the little man. He couldn't keep the little man in his pants. Yeah, that's General Petraeus. He was, man, it was people talking about he might even make a run for president until he got, Petraeus got in trouble, man, lost his command. It happens. It happens. You know what I mean? It happens. So let's get back to this. So yeah, Trump's talking about calling Joe Biden crooked now. And then Trump said, there has never been anyone in American history of American politics so crooked or dishonest as Joe Biden, and called the president grossly incompetent. This is coming from the dude who's probably going to wind up locked up in New York State. This is what I mean. You can't take Trump serious. You can't take. Trump said, and I quote, never been anyone in the history of American politics so crooked or dishonest as Joe Biden, and called the president grossly incompetent. That's Donald Trump talking about Joe Biden. I mean, bro, Trump shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that, man. I mean, you look at everyone that was in his orbit done already did time, man, or is under indictment, man. You look at that. I mean, dude, was it Michael Stone? I'm sorry, Roger Stone. Roger Stone did time messing with Trump. Michael Cohen did time messing with Trump. What's the other dude? I can't remember. It's like one of the first guys to go down. I can't think of his name right now. Businessman. I just had it. His name was on the tip of my tongue. It'll come. Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort messing with Trump went down. Alan is it Weisselberg or Weisselberg, something like that. His accountant currently sitting down. So Trump is saying that Biden is the most dishonest American politician in history, the most crooked guy. All right. I'm not saying he ain't, but at least he can keep his people from being locked up. Come on now. We know y'all all bought and paid for it, but come on, Trump, leave that alone. I can't believe he said that. That is just ridiculous. Wow. You know what I mean? Brother Doug's like, I like Gabbard too. She's in the middle. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's just normal. I think she could put together an administration and put together, she's a leader. She knows how to lead. I think she can handle business. I hope she runs. Wonderful 34 at Doug. What's happening, bro? Good to see you. I mean, just there's nothing but love in the chat. Appreciate that, fellas. And Brother Doug is saying we could use someone in the middle to galvanize the country. Right now, between Biden and Trump, the country is too polarized. Facts. Facts. That is, boy, you said it, brother. So I go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. That's going to be the comment of the night. Don DeMarco on that for real. That's what we need. America's too divided, and we need some unity going into this problem. We could be heading into a light depression or maybe a full blown depression if we don't get it together. It's a problem. It's a problem. Brother Dinosaur, a fund led by the Saudi Crown Prince contributed over $2 billion to Jared Kushner's new $2.5 billion investment fund in the wake of cozy ties with the Trump administration. Hey, I ain't mad, bro. I wish I was on that team. I wish the Saudis throw me a couple B's. I'll take $1 billion. You know what I mean? Shit, I'll be cool with 200 million. You ain't gotta give me the whole billion. Like I said, I'm not mad about people getting money, but take care of the country. That's all I'm saying. Take care. Look out for American interests. I can see you getting some money. All right. But take care of America. Take care of America and still get your money. You see Jared Kushner, Ivanka, Trump's people, most of Trump's people, like the competent people, they're not even messing with him this time around for this run. I'm telling you, bro, I really I know he has a problem in New York. He might be sitting in an institution. Brother Mandrell's in the house. What's good, brother? How you feeling? How you feeling, man? We got Brother Doug showing the love, man, with the super sticker, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I really do, man. And it's just crazy, Brother Dino. Nobody can work with Trump, the Trump cult. Biden will deliver the final KO in 2024. Brother Dino, man, I'm telling you, we don't need Biden, man. I'm not even sure that he's 100% there, bro. I'm serious. I'm not sure if he knows what he's doing. It's kind of like Reagan in his final term. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. That's scary. That's scary, man. We need someone that's in complete control. Biden is not the answer. It's not. And I hope the Democratic Party, backs the best person for the job. Again, I don't know. I know he officially ran. He said he was going to run for re-election. I hope the ticket changes if he's going to do that. At least get Kamala off the ticket. Get Kamala off the ticket. Maybe get somebody on there. You know what I mean? Be a maverick, man. Go get Tulsi. Get Tulsi Gabbard on there as your vice president. You know what I mean? Mr. President, Joe Biden, I'm talking to you. Get Kamala off of there. Put Tulsi Gabbard on there to show your commitment to leadership, to show your commitment to this country. Get somebody on there that we know is not bought and paid for. It's not in line with the Democratic Party, but we know she has true nothing but the best in her heart for America. Do that. Then I'll back you. Get Tulsi on there, and then I'll be okay. Okay, go ahead and give old Joe one more shot. That's how I look at it. But Biden's not the answer, bro. Brother Doug, I don't trust Kushner. Yeah, that's that Brother Dinosaur. And I don't have a particular reason. I just don't trust that guy. Bro, that dude's a slumlord, man. Like the way they made their money. And like his pops, his pops got locked up on some shady business dealings and stuff like that. And it was Kushner who got him out with the help of Trump. I don't know if you know about that, man. Check that out, Brother Doug. Like, dude is like Kushner was doing his thing, man. That dude, he's sinister. He's sinister, bro. He's sinister. You know what I mean? Brother Dino, Brother DL, Biden and Harris announced this week. That's terrible. I saw the headline. I just didn't read it. I can't back that. I don't want to see Kamala Harris president of the United States, bro. I don't want to see it. She's not ready. What she did, getting on that ticket, Machiavellian. People don't even like her, bro. I can't believe they didn't even switch that up. So nah, that's terrible. But like I said, I didn't even read it. I saw the headline, didn't even want to read it because I was like hoping against all odds, maybe he'll replace Kamala. Like maybe he will. Don't look like he did. And thanks for that information, bro. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's the article about Sununu. So yeah, I think Sununu's gonna come from out of nowhere, man, and really make it. Maybe he'll make a good run at this. Who knows? You know what I mean? I'm about to take a closer look at Sununu, see what's going on. So CBS News, who's running for president in 2024? Meet the candidates and likely candidates vying for your vote. This is CBS News. Let's pull this up. You guys have a look at this. We'll pull this up and then we'll wrap this up. Here it is. Right here. Let's see. I can't even. All right. Hey, this is the one I want. Okay. All right, here we go. So my bad, guys. I'm sitting here trying to produce my own show while I'm talking on the show. I gotta stay with me. Let's see. Washington 2024 campaign is heating up by the week, and more candidates jump in and others bow out. 4 Republicans so far launched their campaigns for the party nomination, while President Biden officially launched his reelection bid. And the video released on April 25th, exactly 4 years after he entered the race in 2020. The field of GOP presidential hopefuls is expected to grow as the campaign season revs up. But with the first presidential primary still nearly a year away, a lot can change before voters head to the polls. Here's the current field of candidates and those who may enter the race. So we know President, Joe Biden, of course. We know Joe Biden. No need to read all that stuff, man. Like I said, we'll do a show on what he's done so far with his 4 years, like a 4-year review or something like that. Then there's Trump, of course. And like I said, both these guys, no, neither one. Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, U.S. ambassador to the United Nations under Trump, joined the race for Republican presidential nomination in mid-February, becoming the first challenger to her former boss. In her pitch to voters, Haley, 51, has characterized herself as part of a new generation of Republican leadership and proposed mandatory mental competency tests for politicians over the age of 75, a subtle jab at Trump, who is 76, and Mr. Biden, who is 80. The daughter of Indian immigrants, Haley was born in Baumburg, South Carolina, and served 2 terms as governor. She has the top she was the top U.S. diplomat at the United Nations during the Trump administration from January 17 until December 2018. So they say she's hardcore. I mean, there's people out there that like her, man. Nikki, they say Nikki is hardcore, bro. Like, she's a hard charger. She's not afraid to do what needs to be done for the country. She's not afraid to stand up. I definitely will keep my eyes and ears open to what she has to say. It makes sense. She stayed out of all that nonsense with Trump. Once she left his administration, she kind of built some walls up. She stayed behind. I think she knew what was coming. I'm pretty sure she did. She was around there talking to folks, and they're like, "Yeah, you want to get away from this guy." And she was able to, basically keep her nose clean. I'm not mad at, she has a record as an executive, running, was it South Carolina or North Carolina? South Carolina. So she has a record. You can look at what she did. You can look at how her leadership style, you see what she did with the United Nations. It is what it is. Oh, here's a dude I ain't never heard of. Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know who this is. Ramaswamy is a former biotech executive. Is considered a long shot for the Republican nomination, but is so far only the 3rd Republican to jump into the race. Yeah, I don't know who this dude is. At 37 years old and with a net worth of roughly $600 million, Ramaswamy has declared himself as an anti-woke capitalist and decry corporate investment based on environmental, social, and governance principles. This dude made his money from the corporate world. Now he's that guy like, oh, vote for me because I'm not like the other corporate raiders. Man, hush. Dude, you're almost worth $1 billion. Like, cut that out. Come on, son. You already know this dude's paid for. Come on now. Oh, Ramsey is a native of Cincinnati, Ohio. I didn't know that. I'm a native of Cincinnati, Ohio. I bet she's not from my hood. And has ties to Senator J.D. Vance and major GOP donor Peter Thiel. Yeah, you down with J.D. Vance, bro? Yeah, okay. Y'all ain't gonna hear a lot from him. Y'all ain't gonna hear a lot from him at all. Like, he's from Cincinnati. Yeah, he ain't from my part of Cincinnati. I guarantee you that. I could probably tell you what high schools and colleges that dude went to. So nah, good for him though, making that money. And then we have Larry Elder. Word, Larry Elder wants to be president of the United States. Man, cut that out. Conservative talk radio host Larry Elder was a gubernatorial candidate during California's 2021 recall effort. The recall effort failed, and Governor Gavin Newsom kept his post, but Elder received the most votes, nearly 3.6 million, out of a large field trying to replace Newsom. Elder announced for his bid for president last week on Fox News. Yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen, y'all. Larry Elder, nah, bro. Nah, bro. And they're saying, well, look, he got all these votes in California, 3.6 million votes. Yeah, let's go. That's all it took to get him the money to try. But nah, he's not gonna make it to the primaries, bro. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. I just don't see him making it to the primaries. Let's see. Asa Hutchinson. I don't know who this is. Hutchinson is the former governor of Arkansas, became the fourth Republican to announce a 2024 presidential bid when he said he was getting in the race on April 2nd. Hutchinson, 72, served 2 terms as governor from 2015 to 2023, a former congressman. He was also one of the House impeachment managers for President Bill Clinton's impeachment trial. He has said he opposes Trump's third attempt to win the White House, describing a possible Trump 2024 nomination as the worst scenario. Don't even know who this dude is. Don't even know. We probably won't get to know this guy. He's a former congressman. Tell he's bought and paid for. He was governor of Arkansas from 2015 to 2023. This guy's a professional politician. Old dude. We I mean, it's come on now. We're tired of old guys, man. Come on, bro. Hang it up. I ain't mad at him, though. I ain't mad at him. Marianne Williamson. I don't know who this is. Williamson is the first Democrat to officially declare her candidacy jumping into the race despite indications that the president will seek another term. Her decision to run positions Williams to be the first primary challenger to Mr. Biden, though it's highly unlikely she'll win a Democratic nomination. Williamson, 70, is an author and spiritual advisor who sought the Democratic nomination in 2020, but failed to gain traction among the crowded field of candidates. After dropping out the race, she threw her support behind Andrew Yang in the Iowa caucus. So, yeah. Is her hair green? She's lost my vote already. Come on now. You want to be president of the United States with green hair? Is your hair like green and reddish and you're in your 70s? I can't take you serious. At least dress the part. Play the role. Have your hair green when you're at home by yourself and nobody can see you. But when you want to be president of the United States, you want that job, you got to look presidential. I'm sorry. Am I wrong for saying that, y'all? Am I wrong? You got to look presidential, bro. You got to look presidential. So Brother Doug is saying, I'm not sure if we are actually seeing the real Biden in public. The internet is undefeated. They have compared earlobes of Biden over the decades. Damn, not earlobes. Detached earlobes in the recent past and attached. Wow. Bro, you're right about the internet being undefeated. I never would have thought to think that up. Brother Doug, the internet said we're looking body doubles of Biden. We could be, man. Could be an android. Brother Doug, why do we keep seeing Biden eating ice cream? I don't know. I like ice cream too, bro. Brother, and it was Robert Kennedy Jr. that's running. Right. He's next. He's next on the list, man. We're gonna read about him, and then we're gonna wrap this up. But yeah, RFK Jr. I saw that yesterday. You were like, oh, this must be who Brother Doug is talking about. 2020, anyone besides Trump. 2024 looks like anyone besides Biden. Yeah, Trump. Anyone besides Trump and or Biden. Brother Doug, Larry Elder has lost his mind. Yeah, man. California would do that to you, bro. I actually have a story. I was at the Daily Grill. I think it was called the Daily Grill. It was like right next door to where I was living. I was in Studio City at the time. That's where I lived. And I was in there getting some carry out or whatever. I had some friends I was entertaining. And I was standing at the bar waiting for my carry out. And I hear this guy talking. Like, man, that voice sounds familiar. And I look over, it's Larry Elder, just talking to some folks. And Studio City is not known for being conservative, at least not in public. You got to get into the house in the backyard sipping on some cognacs before the conservatives really let you know. But I just thought it was funny. I didn't say anything to him. The dude didn't really seem approachable. His conversation, I mean, we're the only two black guys in there, and he was making a point not to make eye contact with me, where I'm the opposite. I see everybody. So I was just kind of staring at him, waiting for him to look up, and I would acknowledge another black man, but he just never looked my way. Is it possible he didn't notice another black man walk into the bar? It's possible. A lot of people don't pay attention like I pay attention, but it looked to me that he was trying hard not to look my way, bro. So, and probably assuming it was a black guy, it's gonna be some extremely liberal guy. And the corner we were on Laurel Canyon and Ventura. That corner is like a very political, active corner. Whatever's going on in the world, they would protest on that corner. So anti-Trump stuff, it was like anti-war stuff, whatever. That corner, like, it's always active. So dude probably saw me and, whatever. If I see another black man, if I see any man walking the board, if I see anybody coming anywhere, I see you coming in. Like, what's up? I see you. That's why I say that all the time. When in the chat rooms, what do I say? What's good? I see you. That's just the way I'm built. I don't know. Brother Dino Dinosaur, let's see, Clown. Nikki wants the VP slot with Trump, but he has already said no, the Indian background will not sit well with the cult. It's not the Indian background as much as I don't think she wants to rock with. I don't think she has any respect for Donald Trump. I don't see her wanting to be VP. I really don't see that. Again, I could be wrong, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about, but she wasn't supporting him when he needed support the most. That's why he's mad at her. She didn't come kiss the ring down in Mar-a-Lago like, McCarthy did and all the rest of them. She didn't come kiss the ring. So I don't know. I don't know if she would accept that. If he were to win, if he were to win the nod, I don't think that she would even want to run with him. I mean, I could be wrong. Brother Doug, I want to see someone fresh and younger. Me too, bro. Me too, Brother Dino. If Trump doesn't get the votes to run, he will run by himself and destroy the GOP easily. Easy Biden win. I thought that too. They had Roger Stone on PBD, the Patrick Bet-David podcast. Shout out to them over there on Valuetainment, right? They had Roger Stone on there. And I even sent in a super chat saying the exact same thing, not on that show, but like a couple months before. I was like, look, Trump doesn't win the nomination. He's going to run as an independent. He's going to do the whole Ross Perot thing. And it was Roger Stone who said, no, that won't happen because of the process of running as an independent. You have to get on the ballot in all these different states. It's a process, and you have to do that before the Republicans would have their primary. So the timeline didn't quite match up. In other words, he would have to run as an independent up front and just kind of not be involved in the Republican process at all. At least that's what it was said on the podcast. That's what Roger Stone said. And I didn't know that part. I didn't understand that. And I'm definitely going to take Roger Stone's word on that. Man, as a professional politician, he's been rocking in the world, the political world, going all the way back to Nixon. I think he interned with Nixon administration and stuff like that. So he knows the ins and outs and how to register and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, well, because I thought the exact same thing you did. Like, he's going to go and run as an independent. He's going to take 25, 35% of the Republican vote. The Democrats win. So we'll see. Brother Doug, shaking my head, elder not cool, avoiding Brother DL. Yeah, man. he would have avoided any brother. But I get it. I mean, a lot of people just don't want the smoke, man. Not that I had any smoke for him. I just recognize his voice. And Brother Dino, Nikki has a brown tongue now. Ooh. Has said some crazy stuff already. Wow, that's what Trump said. But that's Trump, man. It is what it is. And Brother Dino, Brother DL, Trump wants to money to run. Trump wants to money to run. So, I mean, it's all about it. Yeah. It's we'll see. But I mean, he's not even like if he loses the Republican primary, he could run as an independent, but he wouldn't be able to get on the ballot in a lot of states. That's what Stone was saying. Either way, if he tells his minions not to go vote, I mean, he can keep 15, 20% of Republicans from voting. Democrats win. Simple as that. So, and here it is. We'll end with this one. And this is RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Democrat. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an anti-vaccine activist, and scion of one of the country's most famous political families. So it's like an icon. Like he comes. I mean, he's from he comes from America's Camelot. You know, one of the most famous and tragic political families in American history, and he's running for president. So he was a Democrat who was anti-vax Democrat. Wow. He filed a statement of candidacy on April 5th with the Federal Elections Commission. The 69-year-old campaign to change incumbent President Biden for the Democrat nomination is a long shot. He's old too, y'all, 69 years old. Kennedy, a nephew of President John F. Kennedy and the son of his slain brother, Robert F. Kennedy, was once the best-selling author and environmental lawyer who worked on issues such as clean water. But more than 15 years ago, he became fixated on a belief that vaccines are not safe and emerged as one of the leading voices in the anti-vax movement. YouTube's not going to like any of this, y'all. And his work has been described by public health experts and even members of his own family as misleading and dangerous. So yeah, his views, I'm going to stop reading because YouTube is going to hate this part. So his views on the vax were not, let's say it's not standard Democratic. There's a standard Democratic view. He came out against it. He has a charity that he backed, and it has some like 6.8 million according to filings that they made with the charity regulators. Kennedy released a book in 2022, The Real Anthony Fauci. Okay, so his whole platform is going to be that whole COVID thing was wrong, the way the government handled it, and this, that, and the third. That'll get some traction with the young kids. But he's an old dude, man. He kind of looks like Clint Eastwood. He's an old dude, and we're gonna leave it there. I don't know anything about it. The list goes down to Ron DeSantis, and we already talked about Ron DeSantis. So, yeah, man. I'm surprised. Are we still broadcasting? Because YouTube don't like it when you use those words when you talk about that stuff about the jab. They don't like that. They like it when you say good boy stuff, like good boy, say the good stuff. But when you go against it, you push back on the jab, man, they get all over you. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm small enough and I get under the radar. And Brother Doug was like, nah, he's not anti. He was anti-mRNA. Okay. Well, again, I don't know anything about that, but they're going to spin it into anti. I don't think people would really delve into it. And I think the topic would be pretty much a dead subject because, pretty much America has moved on. Even the people who are, suffering still from the vaccines, people don't even want to talk about it. It's barely making news. It is what it is. If he's going to go on that kind of a platform, if that's going to be any part of his platform, I don't know. He might get some young kids. He'll get some Republicans, but I don't think that'll be enough to dethrone Biden. We'll see. Let's see. Brother Dino, Joe Kennedy III is the one that should run someday. Huh. I have to look into that, bro. I was wrong, but not what he said during the debate. Okay. And Brother Doug's like, I forgot who he debated on the jabs. And I didn't know anything about it. I stayed, like I said, I made my decision for me and my family, and that was the end of it. I didn't really care, but I did not like the fact that they were forcing this on people. And Brother Doug, YouTube has eased up on the jab discussion, but I still would not push it. Absolutely. This is about as far as I'm going to go. You see, I'm already changing it up as we speak. Brother Dino, Joe Kennedy served as the U.S. representative for Massachusetts 4th Congressional District from 2013 to 2021. Brother Dino, man, are you a poli-sci guy, man? Like, what's going on? Are you like a professor? How do you know this stuff? And I know nothing about the way y'all do business over there. I am about to start studying. I need to get up to speed. All I know is y'all got the House of Commons, the House of Lords, and y'all got a king. And the prime minister gets to form of government in the king's name. That's all I know. And I'm going to have to get on point. I don't know what's going on. Like, with y'all different. You got labor. Well, y'all got labor and y'all got, what's the other party? What's the party for the rich people? Labor's not just labor, and what's the other party? Brother Dino, what's y'all other party? I know y'all got labor And then like what was Thatcher a part of? That y'all got a conservative party, but I don't know what they call themselves. And then Brother Doug's like Joe Kennedy, and I said, Brother Dino, is that the senator in the South? Yeah, Doug said that guy's crazy. Whoever the Kennedy is in the South, he said he's crazy. So yeah, I got work to do. Yeah, I got to get up to speed on how how Parliament works in UK and all that. Man, I have to get me some do some research and check it out, and then learn some history about it. I know I did watch a movie called Amazing Grace, and it was talking about how they were able to pass the abolitionist movement, got the laws passed, anti-slave laws passed, and in the United Kingdom and Great Britain. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Yeah, it was called Amazing Grace. I don't know if you ever seen it. Tory Party. There he is. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love U.S. politics from Bush v. Gore. Tory Party like the GOP. All right, so you got Tories and you got Labor. There it is right there. I'm about to get up to speed, bro. I'm about to get up to speed so we can have a conversation. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm embarrassed. You know so much about our system over here, and I know so little about y'all system over there. I'm going to change that, bro. So so that's it, man. So we're looking at some possible candidates. You know what I mean? It looks like there might be a Kennedy in this race. There is a Kennedy in this race. There's a lady with green and purple hair in the race. You know what I mean? Williamson, whoever she is. We got a talk. We got a professional old politician in Hutchinson coming out of Arkansas. We got Larry Elder, who's the black dude, maybe the token black Republican guy that's in the race. He's not going to get very far. We got a rich dude out of Cincinnati, Ramaswamy. I know I'm mispronouncing his name. I'll have to go watch some information on this guy. Just almost $1 billion tech guy out of Cincinnati, Ohio. We know he's in there with the Republicans. We got Nikki Haley, who of the people we looked at today, that would be the one that I would back. But again, we didn't talk about my favorite, Cheney. So yeah, and of course, Trump and of course Biden. And then brother Dino Dinosaur is saying Tim Scott GOP was missed on this one. I'm sure he'll be on the next one. He'll be on the next one. It's a lot of people that were missed, and a lot of and remember I stopped. I didn't keep going. There were more on the list. Let me see if he was on the list. Maybe he was after DeSantis. Let me just real quick check the list to see if you were right. See DeSantis, Mike Pence is on the list. Tim Scott, here he is. Yep, Tim Scott out of South Carolina. Tim Scott. How about Brian Kemp for president, Tim Scott vice president ticket? I wonder how that would work. That might be something. Brian Kemp, Tim Scott ticket. You heard it here first, people. We'll see. We'll see. And then they had Chris Sununu on this list as well. We already talked about Chris. And then they got a list of people who are definitely not running. So yeah, man, this was fun chopping it up, man. Looks like it was pretty much the three of us for this whole one, man, for this episode, man. But I like talking politics, so I ain't scared. I'm not scared. We got this out. Brother Doug, is Cheney father still alive? She would be proxy to her father. I think he still is. I think he's a good conciliary, but I don't think he really wills any. Like, he's not going to make her do something she doesn't want to do. And then it's just so much experience. That's the Sith Lord right there. That's the Sith Lord. So I don't know, man. We got a long way to go to the election, and I haven't made up my mind. There's just people that I like, and there's people I'm looking at, and there's people I think I don't like. All that will change between now and election time. So we got a ways to go, y'all. We got a ways to go. So thanks for rocking out with me, fellas. Looks like it was just us. We had a few people pop in for a hot second. I know Mandrell was here for a hot second and and all that good stuff. Monday, I'm going to be talking some Manosphere stuff, man. I'll probably be talking about some dating stuff. On Monday, I'll probably do 3 I really want to know episodes, and then I'll probably do 2 downrange podcast episodes somewhere, something like that. Definitely going to be talking about AI some more, but it's a lot of talk about dating. I think women are starting to come around, bro. They're starting to realize there's a problem out here, and they're asking questions, and some are even out here trying to work on it. So we're gonna be talking about that next week. Try to get some female. Y'all know I'm always trying to get females on the show. I got a line on 5 who are saying that they really want to do the show. So we'll see. I might get lucky, man. You might see us up here talking about dating dynamics or whatever's going on with some beautiful women. Definitely got to get that going. So we're done, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. Brother Dino, man, Brother Doug. Brother Doug is saying 2024 is right around the corner. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's almost here. Who's it? Janelle Gordon. I don't know who that is. I'll check, Brother Dino. I'll check. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound down just watching old Bandit run. So yeah, I would, man. Wow. So all right, we're done. Thanks for rocking out with me, fellas. This was fun. For those of y'all who watch it from the clouds, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope maybe it got you thinking, and getting ready for what we got to do. And what we got to do is each of us, we have a duty as Americans to make an informed vote. So please make an informed vote, but make sure you go out there and vote. That's the most important thing. People have made a lot of sacrifices so we can have this, this right to vote. So let's make it happen. Fellas, thanks again for rocking out with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do the weekly news roundup. It's going to be fun, guys. We're going to be talking about some real news. We're going to be talking about some weird news. We're going to be talking about some funny news. Once a week, we do that every Saturday at 2 p.m. And we'll see you guys on Sunday as well, 2 p.m. We'll be talking Tech Sundays. So we'll be talking AI this week, and then we're going to continue that going with all sorts of tech stuff, man. So thanks for rocking out with me. Y'all know what it is. I'm DL Saint. This is the Downrange Podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. And I didn't have it set up. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.
I keep messing up.